Okay, so, like everyone's talking about mindfulness these days, right?
Right.
But how do we actually like make it part of our crazy busy lives?
Right.
That's what we're diving into today with this book, How to Be Calmer by Zen Michael.
Yeah, it's really interesting, actually.
Have you heard of it?
I have, yeah. It's all about finding those like simple, practical techniques to kind of bring a little more peace into the everyday chaos.
Totally. And he's got some like seriously unexpected methods in here. Like,
Yeah.
who knew that washing your glasses could be a mindfulness exercise?
Right. That's what I love about Zen Michael's approach. He takes these like totally mundane activities and shows you how to turn them into these little opportunities for finding calm. It's not about adding more to your to-do list, you
Yeah.
know?
Exactly. It's like sneaking in these like micro meditations throughout the day. So, like, how about we unpack one of these transformative techniques?
Okay.
The relax while cleaning your glasses? Like, tell me more.
Okay, so think about how often you clean your glasses or your phone screen, even like wiping down your desk. We do it on autopilot.
Totally.
But Zen Michael's like, hold on a sec, let's bring some awareness to this. So instead of just mindlessly wiping, you're actually like tuning into the experience. Feel the texture of the cloth, that like circular motion of your hand, even just like noticing how the surface becomes clear.
So it's like hitting the reset button on your brain for a second.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
You're shifting from that scattered multitasking mode to this place of like focused awareness, even if it's just for a few seconds. And that shift can like totally change the trajectory of your day.
I could see that.
It's pretty cool. And you can apply this to other things too. Like take the drink a glass of water mindfully technique. Next time you grab a glass of water, especially if you're feeling stressed, don't just like gulp it down.
Okay.
Pause. Engage your senses. Like notice how the glass feels cool against your skin, how the water feels as you swallow.
It's almost like grounding yourself in those moments, especially if you're like spiraling.
Totally, yeah. It's about anchoring yourself in the present moment, right? When your mind is racing. And the beauty is you can apply this mindful awareness to like any beverage, any time. You just need a moment.
I love that. It's so simple, but like so powerful.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're talking about finding peace in unexpected places. Zen Michael also gets into sound-based relaxation, which I've always found fascinating. Like he even talks about using Tibetan singing bowls.
Oh, yeah. There's like a whole history and tradition around sound healing. And these bowls with their like resonant tones and vibrations can actually like induce deep relaxation, even alter your brainwave patterns.
Wow, so it's not just some like woo-woo thing.
No, not at all. There's actual science behind it.
Okay, so you're saying you don't need a set of Tibetan singing bowls to like experience the calming effects of sound.
Right, exactly. Zen Michael also talks about the power of like just regular nature sounds.
Oh yeah, like who doesn't feel more relaxed listening to the ocean?
Oh, yeah.
Or like a babbling brook, you know?
Totally. It goes back to our like innate connection with nature. It's called biophilia. We're hardwired to find peace in those soundscapes. It's like sonic therapy embedded in our DNA or something. Zen Michael actually encourages people to experiment with different sounds,
Yeah.
Like whether it's rain or wind or rustling leaves, see what resonates with you.
Create your own personal soundscape for calm.
Exactly.
I love that. But he doesn't just stop at passive listening,
Yeah.
right? Like Zen Michael also provides tools for actively shifting your perspective when stress takes over.
Right, yeah.
One that I thought was really cool was this walking at different rhythms exercise.
Right. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. It shows how powerful that mind-body connection is. Like if you're feeling overwhelmed, stressed, try changing your pace. If you're rushing, slow down. Take a slow, deliberate walk. Pay attention to each step. Or, if you're feeling sluggish, stuck, try speeding up. Like really feel that energy shift in your body.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
It's like hitting refresh in your mental state by
Yeah.
changing your physical state.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like our bodies are like, whoa, slow down.
Exactly. And sometimes you need that physical shift to like, shift your mental state too. And speaking of shifting perspective, Zen Michael, he has this 3 ways to put things into a wider perspective framework,
Oh, yeah,
which I think is so helpful when you're like, really in it,
for sure, for sure.
like you're stressed out.
Yeah, and that first question he asks, will this matter in the long run? Like that is such a good reality check.
Right. It's like zooming out, getting some distance from the problem,
like that.
and asking yourself, is this even going to matter like a week from now, a month, a year? And usually the answer is no.
So true. So true. It's so easy to get caught up in the moment and like need that reminder,
Absolutely. And then the second question, is this important in my priorities?
Oh, I like that one.
forces you to like really check in with yourself.
Yeah.
See if whatever's stressing you out actually aligns with like your values, your goals.
Yeah. Are you giving your energy to the right things?
Exactly.
Sometimes that's a tough one to answer.
It is. But then the third question, I think, is like really humbling.
Okay. Yeah. What is it?
Is this important compared to other people's problems? Oh, wow. Yeah.
It's not about minimizing your own experience,
Right.
but just remembering that everybody is going through something.
Yeah.
And some people are dealing with things that are like, you know, way tougher than what we're going through.
Yeah, for sure. It's about keeping perspective and also like having compassion for others, you know.
Absolutely.
And sometimes I think one of the simplest ways to kind of find that balance and that calm again is through our breath.
Yeah.
And Zen Michael talks a lot about the power of breath work in the book. And there's this one technique he talks about, the 2.1 breathing technique, that I gotta say, it's kind of a game changer.
Yeah, it's amazing how such a simple technique can be so effective.
So how does it actually work? What's happening in our bodies when we do that?
Okay, so when you're stressed, your sympathetic nervous system kicks in.
Right. Fight or flight mode, right. Heart rate increases, breathing gets faster, stress hormones.
Yeah.
This 2.1 technique, where you exhale for twice as long as you inhale, it activates your parasympathetic nervous system,
Okay.
which does the opposite. It calms everything down.
So it's like hitting the brakes on that stress response.
Exactly. Brings your body back into balance.
Interesting. Interesting. And he also mentions alternate nostril breathing, which sounds very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, that one's been around for a long time, like in yogic traditions.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they believe it harmonizes the energy channels in the body.
Interesting. So there's a mind-body connection there, too.
For sure, for sure. And some research suggests it can be really good for your cardiovascular system, respiratory system. But it's important to note that, if you have any health conditions, you should probably talk to your doctor before trying any new breathing exercises.
Right, of course. Safety first.
Yeah, always.
So something that really resonated with me from the book was this idea of cultivating your inner resources for calmness,
Yeah.
Like we already have everything we need to find peace. It's just a matter of tapping into it.
Mm-hmm. That's a really powerful concept.
Yeah, and it's like he's saying we don't need to go searching for it in all these external things,
Exactly. It's already there.
It's already within us.
Yeah.
We just got to kind of like clear out the clutter to see it.
Right. And one of the practices he talks about for like accessing those inner resources is loving kindness meditation.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah, it's also called metta meditation. And it's basically like cultivating compassion and kindness, not just for ourselves and like the people we love,
Yeah.
but also for like the people who challenge us.
Yeah, the difficult people in our lives, right?
Exactly.
I've tried that before, and it's like surprisingly hard.
It is. It's not easy, but it's so powerful because it's like you're shifting your energy from this place of like judgment and negativity to like acceptance and well-wishing.
Yeah, totally.
And Zen Michael, he actually gives you these like really simple phrases you can use.
Okay,
like may you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be free from suffering.
Wow, I like that.
Yeah, and just like repeating those phrases, either silently or out loud, can really help you cultivate more compassion,
It's like you're planting these seeds of kindness.
Exactly.
I love that. And, as we're like wrapping up our deep dive here on how to be calmer,
Yeah.
I'm realizing how many different ways there are to like actually find that sense of peace and calm in our lives.
Mm-hmm. There's no one-size-fits-all approach.
Definitely not. We talked about everything from like, mindful dishwashing to sound healing to like breath work, perspective shifts, even just like being kind to ourselves and others.
Yeah, it's really about finding what works for you.
Totally. And for me, I think the biggest takeaway is that idea of finding peace in the present moment. Like we don't have to wait for things to be perfect to find calm.
Mm-hmm.
It's about like taking those everyday moments, even the mundane ones, and turning them into opportunities for mindfulness and grounding. Yeah. And realizing that that peace and that calm, it's already within us.
It is. It always has been.
Yeah. And I think that's a really powerful message for all of us,
It is. It is. And hopefully this deep dive has given our listeners some like practical tools and inspiration to, find a little more calm in their own lives.
I hope so too. And as Zen Michael reminds us, do you realize that within you there's peace, wisdom, compassion, love, and joy? Mm-hmm. Something to think about. Right?
Absolutely.
Until next time, keep exploring and keep diving deep.